Hey, future IT help desk superstars. Are you ready to totally crush that interview and land your dream job?
We're going to dive deep into everything you need to know.
We're going to help you really impress those hiring managers. We'll be looking at all the essential skills uh, you'll need to know.
Oh, and we'll take a peek into some of those frameworks, the ones that can be a little intimidating sometimes.
Like ITIL and ISO 9001.201 packs.
Exactly.
And we'll even give you some tips on those popular platforms like ServiceNow and BMC Remedy.
Oh, we're going to make sure you're not just prepared,
Right.
but that you actually stand out from all the other candidates.
Yeah, you want to be memorable, right?
Think of this deep dive as giving you that extra edge.
Okay, so you know how important it is to do your research before an interview.
Oh, absolutely.
But let's take that a step further.
Okay.
Imagine you're interviewing at a big car company like BCA UK.
Okay.
We buy any car, Cinch, even Marshall. I'm not just going to glance at their website.
Right.
I want to understand their brand, their customers, their whole vibe.
It's like being a detective, right? But instead of solving a crime, you're trying to figure out what this company really values.
Yeah.
For example, Constellation Technology. They're all about diversity, innovation, and customer service.
I see.
So as you prep, think about how your experiences actually, highlight those values.
So it's not just about showing what you know.
Right.
It's about showing how you actually fit into their world.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes total sense. Okay, let's talk about those tricky behavioral interview questions.
Oh, yeah.
They always seem to trip me up.
Yeah.
How can we make sure we're ready for, anything?
Well, the STAR method is your secret weapon. Think of it as a storytelling framework.
Okay.
That helps you answer those "tell me about a time" questions and really help you highlight your skills.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say they ask you about a time you had to resolve a complex technical issue.
Okay.
Using STAR, you'd start by describing the situation,
Okay.
then the specific task you were facing. Next, you detail the actions you took, and finally, the positive result that you achieved.
Ooh, I see how that works.
Yeah.
It keeps your answer focused, and it really showcases your problem-solving abilities.
Exactly.
It's like a mini success story.
Exactly. And remember, specific examples are key.
Oh, right.
Don't just say you're good at troubleshooting.
Yeah.
Tell a story that proves it.
Speaking of technical skills,
Yeah.
can we talk about ITIL and ISO 9001.2015?
Sure.
I know they're important, but all the jargon sometimes makes my head spin.
Oh, yeah. Those acronyms can be a bit intimidating at first.
Yeah.
Let's break them down.
Okay.
ITIL is all about managing IT services effectively. Think of it as like a roadmap
Right.
for making sure IT aligns with business needs.
Okay.
Imagine it like this.
Mhm.
You wouldn't build a house without a blueprint, right?
Right.
ITIL is like the blueprint for delivering amazing IT services.
I like that.
ISO 9001.2013, on the other hand, it focuses on creating a quality management system.
Okay.
It's about ensuring consistency, right?
Yeah.
And delivering those top-notch services every single time.
Okay, so ITIL is like the strategy, and ISO 9001.2013 is like how we put that strategy into action.
Yes.
And make sure it's actually working.
You got it. But how do you show the interviewer that you know this stuff?
Right.
You can't just walk in there and be like, I love ITIL.
Right. What would be a good way to bring it up?
It's all about showcasing how you've applied these principles in real life.
Okay.
So maybe you use ITIL principles in your previous role to streamline your incident logging process.
Right.
You could say something like, by implementing a more structured approach to incident logging, we were able to improve our first contact resolution rate by 15%.
Ah, so it's about connecting those frameworks to actual results.
Yes.
That's smart.
Quantifiable achievements always stand out.
Right. It's like saying, I don't just know the theory, I actually used it to make a real difference.
Exactly.
Numbers speak louder than words.
Especially in an interview.
Especially in an interview. Yeah. Now let's talk about another essential tool for help desk analysts. ITSM platforms.
Okay.
These systems are pretty much the backbone of the whole operation, right?
They really are. And you'll want to show the interviewer that you're comfortable with at least one common platform.
Right.
Whether that's ServiceNow, Jira, BMC Remedy, or another tool.
Okay, so what kind of things should an ITSM expert be able to talk about?
You should be able to talk about the core functions.
Okay.
Ticket management, automation, generating reports.
Okay.
Imagine the interviewer asks, walk me through your process for handling a ticket from start to finish.
Right.
You should be able to confidently explain your workflow.
Right.
how you use the platform's features
Okay.
to streamline your work and track your progress.
Got it. So it's not just about knowing the buttons and the menus. It's about understanding the why behind the process
Exactly.
and how those platforms actually help you deliver excellent service.
You nailed it.
Now let's move on to something I know you've all been waiting for. Oh, Windows 10. Please tell me we're going to conquer this beast.
Yeah.
It feels like every other call is about some weird Windows issue.
You're not wrong.
Hmm.
Troubleshooting Windows 10 is like a huge part of a help desk analyst's job.
Oh, for sure.
But don't worry, we'll give you all the knowledge you need to be successful.
Okay.
First off, you really need to be comfortable with managing the operating system itself.
Okay.
That means things like setting up user accounts, managing file permissions,
Oh.
configuring network settings, and basically making sure the system runs smoothly.
So it's like being the Windows 10 whisperer.
That's a great way to put it.
You have to just understand it so well.
Yeah, you need that deep understanding to be able to diagnose and solve those problems.
Right.
Quickly and effectively.
Yeah. And let's not forget about security.
Oh, yeah.
Windows 10 can be a prime target for malware and all sorts of other cyber threats.
Absolutely. You'll want to brush up on those key security features,
Okay.
like firewalls, antivirus software, and even BitLocker encryption. Mentioning those buzzwords shows the interviewer you're thinking about security from the get-go.
BitLocker, that sounds intense.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful tool.
Yeah.
BitLocker encrypts your hard drive.
Right.
Which means that even if someone physically gets a hold of your computer, they can't actually access the information
Wow.
without that encryption key. As a help desk analyst, you might actually need to troubleshoot BitLocker issues
Wow.
or help users recover their keys.
I see.
So it's good to be familiar with it.
Okay, I'm starting to see why help desk roles require such a diverse set of skills.
Yeah,
You really do have to be a jack of all trades, ready to tackle anything.
you do.
Well,
But the key is demonstrating your proficiency
right,
in a way that relates directly to the job.
right.
So don't just list off technical terms.
Mhm.
Show how you've used those skills to solve real problems.
I'm starting to feel a lot more confident already.
Good.
But I'm also realizing there's a lot more to learn,
That's great.
which is exciting. So what else do we have in store for this deep dive?
Well, let's talk about those curveball questions that interviewers love to throw.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's talk about those curveball questions that interviewers love to throw.
Uh-oh.
You know, the ones that make you sweat a little.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell me about it. I always get tongue-tied when they ask about, like, my weaknesses. What's the best way to handle those?
Well, preparation is key.
Right.
Think about those common interview questions,
Okay.
especially the behavioral ones,
Right.
and practice your answers.
Yeah.
Remember that STAR method we talked about?
Yeah.
It's not just for technical questions.
Yeah.
It can actually help you structure any answer
Okay.
to make it more impactful.
Right. The STAR method, situation, task, action, result.
Yes,
It's like a secret formula for interview success.
it really is. But it's not just about what you say, right?
Mm.
It's also how you say it.
Oh, totally.
Confidence and a positive attitude can make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
You want to walk into that interview, whether it's in person or online,
Right.
feeling like you can handle anything they throw at you.
Okay. Confidence is key.
Yes.
Got it. But are there any other things that we can do to really stand out, like little extras?
Sure.
That show we've gone the extra mile.
One thing that always impresses interviewers is when a candidate asks thoughtful questions
Okay.
at the end.
Right.
It shows that you're engaged,
Yeah.
that you're genuinely interested. Plus, it's a chance for you to gather information
Oh, right.
and see if the company's the right fit for you.
That's a great point. It's like turning the tables a little bit.
Yeah.
And interviewing them.
Exactly.
What kind of questions should we be asking, though?
Think about things that show that you're interested in the team
Okay.
and the company's goals.
Yeah.
Our sources had some great examples.
Okay.
Like, how does the service desk team collaborate with other departments?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Or, what are the key metrics for success in this role?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Those are excellent questions.
Yeah.
They show that you're thinking beyond just the day-to-day tasks.
Right.
You're thinking about the bigger picture.
Exactly.
And it never hurts to jot down a few questions during the interview.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you don't forget.
Absolutely. Another bonus tip, always follow up
Oh, yeah.
with a thank you email
Right.
after the interview.
Yes. Yes.
It's simple, but it shows that you're professional
Mm-hmm.
and appreciative of their time.
And it's a chance to reiterate your enthusiasm
Yes.
and highlight anything important that came up in the conversation.
Exactly.
Basically remind them why you're the perfect candidate.
Yes, exactly. Now let's switch gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about some specific technical skills
Okay.
that are crucial for a help desk analyst. And we can't escape this one.
Uh-oh.
We have to talk about Windows 10.
Windows 10, the operating system that we all love to hate but can't live without.
That's a good way to put it. Our sources really emphasize the importance of having a solid understanding of Windows 10.
Okay.
And that starts with operating system management.
Okay, break it down for me. What does operating system management actually mean, like in the context of a help desk role?
It's about knowing Windows 10, like inside and out.
Okay.
You need to be comfortable setting up those user accounts, managing file permissions, configuring network settings, and of course, troubleshooting those common problems.
Right.
Like slow performance or those dreaded application crashes.
So you need to be able to speak Windows 10 fluently.
Yes.
Like you're the translator between the computer and the user who's pulling their hair out.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, and then there's the whole security thing.
Oh, of course.
Windows 10 is such a big target for malware and all these cyber threats.
Absolutely. Understanding security features is absolutely essential.
Okay, when you say security features, what specifically should we know about?
Think about things like firewalls, antivirus software, and even BitLocker encryption.
Okay.
Dropping those buzzwords in the interview shows that you understand the importance of security.
Okay, BitLocker, remind me what that is again?
BitLocker encrypts your whole hard drive,
Right.
which means the data is scrambled,
Okay.
and it's unreadable without that encryption key.
Right.
It's like having a super strong lock
I see.
on your digital vault.
Right.
So as a help desk analyst, you might need to help users who have forgotten their BitLocker keys
I see.
or troubleshoot any issues that come up.
Wow, that's intense.
It is.
I'm starting to understand why help desk roles are so challenging,
They are.
but also kind of exciting.
They are very exciting.
You're dealing with all these problems and using your knowledge to be like a hero.
Yes, exactly. And the learning never stops.
That's true.
Our sources even covered some useful tips
Okay.
for booting into safe mode
Okay.
on both Windows 10 and Mac OS.
Safe mode, that's like the emergency room for your computer, right?
Exactly. It's a stripped-down version of the operating system
Okay.
that you can use to troubleshoot problems when things are really going haywire.
That makes sense. So knowing how to get into safe mode on both Windows and Mac is super valuable. But is that something that I should like bring up in an interview? Or would that be too much?
It's definitely worth mentioning.
Okay.
You can say something like, I'm familiar with troubleshooting techniques like booting into safe mode to diagnose and isolate software issues.
Right.
It shows that you're proactive
Yeah.
and you have a few tricks up your sleeve.
Okay. Show them that you can handle those like critical situations. Okay. What about other software?
Okay.
Do you need to be like experts in everything?
Well, being proficient in the Microsoft Office suite is pretty much a must-have
Right.
for any office environment.
Right.
Help desk analysts often find themselves supporting those applications.
Okay. So Microsoft Office, that means Word, Excel, PowerPoint. What kind of skills are we talking about here?
In Word, you should be able to create those professional-looking documents,
Okay.
format them correctly,
Right.
edit efficiently.
Okay.
Think about reports, procedures, even knowledge base articles.
Knowledge base articles, they are a lifesaver, both for users and for help desk analysts.
They are.
It's like having a library of solutions right at your fingertips.
Exactly. And in Excel,
Yeah.
you'll want to be comfortable with building those spreadsheets, using formulas and functions,
Okay.
and even creating charts and graphs
Right.
to visualize data.
Excel can be a little bit intimidating, but it's such a powerful tool for analyzing data and tracking trends.
It is.
I definitely need to brush up on my Excel skills.
And then there's Office 365.
Right.
You should be familiar with cloud-based collaboration tools
Okay.
like OneDrive, SharePoint, and Teams,
Right.
as well as email and calendar management
Right.
and Outlook.
So basically, we need to be masters of the entire Microsoft Office universe.
Pretty much. The more proficient you are.
Right.
With these tools, the better equipped you'll be to handle that wide range of support requests.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a bit overwhelmed by all this technical knowledge. It's a lot to take in. Can we take a step back
Of course.
and talk about something a little less intense?
Yes. Sometimes we get so caught up in all the technical stuff,
Yeah,
we forget about the human element.
totally.
Let's talk about soft skills.
Yes, soft skills are so important, especially in a customer-facing role like a help desk analyst.
Absolutely.
You're not just fixing computers.
Right.
We're helping people.
Exactly. And those people are often stressed,
Oh, yeah,
frustrated, and maybe even a little bit panicked.
totally.
That's where empathy comes in.
Empathy, that's a big one. It's
Yeah.
about putting yourself in the user's shoes and trying to see things from their perspective,
Yes,
even if they're not always being the nicest.
exactly. And along with empathy, active listening is super crucial.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about hearing what the user is saying.
Right.
It's about truly understanding their concerns. You're listening for clues.
Yeah.
That can help you solve the problem
Yeah.
and ultimately make their day a little bit better.
Active listening is a skill that takes practice,
Absolutely.
but it's so valuable
Sure.
in any interaction,
Yes.
especially in a help desk setting.
Yes.
And I think it ties into communication, which is also super important.
Oh, you're right. Communication is key.
Yeah.
You need to be able to explain technical concepts
Right.
in a way that non-technical people can understand.
Right.
So using clear and simple language.
It's like being a translator between the tech world
Yes.
and the real world.
Exactly. And it's not just about speaking clearly.
Right.
It's also about writing clearly.
Oh, totally.
Think about all those emails, chat messages, and knowledge base articles
Right.
that help desk analysts create,
That's a great point. Effective written communication is just as important as verbal communication.
especially in this digital age.
Okay, so we need to be tech savvy and people savvy.
Yes.
We're basically superheroes.
I like the way you think.
Yes.
And remember, developing these soft skills
Yeah,
will not only help you excel in your help desk role,
right.
but they'll benefit you
Mm,
throughout your whole career
right.
and even your personal life.
So true. Okay, feeling inspired. Let's get back to the practical stuff.
Okay.
We've talked about soft skills.
Yeah.
What about hardcore technical skills?
Okay.
Specifically troubleshooting.
Right.
That seems like the heart of what a help desk analyst does.
Troubleshooting is definitely where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
It's about using your knowledge
Right.
and your problem-solving skills
Yeah.
to save the day.
Right.
And thankfully, our sources offer some excellent frameworks for approaching troubleshooting,
Okay.
like the CompTIA and ITIL methodologies.
Okay, I'm ready for a troubleshooting crash course.
Okay?
Break it down for me. What are the key steps involved?
Both CompTIA and ITIL emphasize that structured approach.
Okay.
So you start by identifying the problem.
Okay.
What are the symptoms? What's the impact?
Okay.
And then you gather as much information as possible,
Right?
either from the user
Yeah.
or from system logs.
So it's like detective work.
It is.
You're gathering clues to figure out what went wrong.
Exactly. And once you have a good understanding of the problem,
Yeah.
you can start to formulate a theory of probable cause.
Okay.
This is where your experience and knowledge come in.
So it's like having this mental checklist
Yes.
of potential culprits.
Yes.
You're thinking, okay, this could be a software issue, or maybe it's a network problem, or maybe the user just needs to like restart their computer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're drawing on your past experiences and knowledge to make an educated guess
Right.
about what's going on.
Okay.
And then once you have a theory, you need to test it.
Okay, how do we test our theories without breaking anything?
That's where those diagnostic tools and techniques come in.
Okay.
You might run some tests,
Oh, wait.
analyze log files,
Right.
or even consult with subject matter experts if you need to.
I see.
It's all about gathering evidence
Right.
to support or disprove your theory.
So it's a process of elimination.
It is.
You're ruling out the possibilities
Yes,
until you find the root cause of the problem.
exactly. And once you've identified the culprit,
Yeah.
you could develop that plan of action
Okay.
to resolve the issue.
Right.
This could involve anything from updating drivers, running system scans,
Okay.
reinstalling software,
Okay.
even making hardware adjustments.
It sounds like you need to be a bit of a tech surgeon,
That's a great analogy.
going in there and fixing things.
And once you've implemented your fix,
Right. Yeah.
it's important to verify that the system is working correctly
Okay.
and implement preventive measures.
Right. So it's not just about putting out the fire. It's about making sure it doesn't happen again.
Exactly.
Oh?
And finally, always document
Oh, yeah.
your findings, your actions,
Yeah.
and the outcomes.
Yes. Yes.
This helps create that knowledge base
Right.
for future reference.
Right?
And it ensures that others can learn
Yeah.
from your experiences.
Documentation.
Yes.
The unsung hero of the IT world.
It is?
I know it can be tedious, but it's so important in the long run.
It is key. It can save you and your colleagues
Yeah.
hours.
Right.
of troubleshooting time down the road.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot more confident about my troubleshooting abilities now.
Good.
It's all about having that structured approach
Yes.
and not panicking when things go wrong.
Exactly.
Okay.
But let's move on to something
Okay.
that I know you've been waiting for.
Oh.
IT service management tools.
Yes.
Specifically ServiceNow.
ServiceNow, the platform that's taking the IT world by storm.
It is.
It's like the Swiss Army knife
It is.
of ITSM tools, right?
It is.
It can do just about anything.
Our briefing document highlights its power
Yeah.
and flexibility.
Right.
It's cloud-based, so you can access it from anywhere.
Right.
And the next experience, user interface,
Yes.
is super sleek
It is nice.
and intuitive.
What really blows my mind is the sheer number of applications.
Oh, I know.
79 just for IT. And that's not even counting the employee, customer, and creator workflows.
It's incredible how comprehensive it is.
Yeah.
But the best part is that it's incredibly customizable.
So it's not just a rigid system.
No,
You can make it dance to your own tune.
absolutely. You can tailor it to fit your organization's specific needs,
Okay.
whether you're a small business or a global enterprise.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like having a Lego set for building your own IT solutions.
It,
And let's not forget about the CMDB. That's a pretty powerful feature.
the CMDB, or Configuration Management Database,
Yeah.
is like the central nervous system of ServiceNow.
Okay.
It's that single source of truth
Okay.
for all of your IT assets and configurations,
Yes, I see.
which makes it incredibly powerful for tracking, managing, and making informed decisions about your IT infrastructure.
Okay, I'm getting the sense that ServiceNow is like the superhero of ITSM platforms.
It kind of is.
But what about BMC Remedy?
Okay?
I know that's another popular option. How does it compare?
BMC Remedy is another strong contender in the ITSM space.
Okay.
It's known for its user-friendly interface,
Okay.
powerful search and filtering capabilities,
Okay.
and intuitive workflow management.
Our briefing document specifically mentions the BMC Remedy incident management application
Yes.
and highlights its easy-to-use features.
Yes.
It even has a progress bar visualization,
Oh, nice.
so you can easily track the status of an incident.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
It makes it easy for everyone to see where things stand.
Yeah.
And like ServiceNow,
Yeah.
BMC Remedy is also highly customizable.
So both platforms offer a lot of flexibility
Yes.
and can be adapted to different organizational needs.
They can.
But before we dive deeper into those ITSM platforms,
Okay.
I want to circle back to something that we touched on earlier,
Sure.
the importance of soft skills.
Yes, soft skills are essential in any IT role, especially when you're interacting with users
Right.
who might not be tech savvy.
It's not just about fixing computers, it's about building relationships,
Yeah.
communicating effectively, and providing excellent customer service.
Absolutely. And our sources highlight several key soft skills that are crucial
Okay.
for help desk analysts, starting with empathy.
Empathy, that's a big one.
Yeah.
It's about putting yourself in the user's shoes and trying to see things from their perspective,
It is.
even if they're not always being the nicest.
Exactly. And along with empathy, active listening is crucial.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about hearing
Right.
what the user is saying, but
Sure.
truly understanding
Yes.
their concerns. You're listening for those clues that can help you solve the problem and ultimately make their day a little bit better.
Active listening is a skill that takes practice,
Absolutely.
but it's so valuable
Yes.
in any interaction,
Yes,
especially in a help desk setting.
it is.
And I think it ties into communication,
You're right.
which is also super important.
Communication is key. You need to be able to explain technical concepts
Yeah.
in a way that non-technical people can understand,
Right.
using clear and simple language.
It's like being a translator
Yes.
between the tech world
Yes,
and the real world.
exactly. And it's not just about speaking clearly.
Right.
It's also about writing clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Think about all those emails, chat messages, and knowledge base articles that help desk analysts create.
That's a great point. Effective written communication is just as important as verbal communication, if not more so in this digital age.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we need to be tech savvy and people savvy.
Yes.
We're basically superheroes.
I like the way you think.
Yeah.
And remember, developing these soft skills will not only help you excel in your help desk role,
Right.
but they'll benefit you throughout your entire career and even in your personal life.
So true. Okay, I'm ready to dive back into the technical stuff. Let's talk about troubleshooting.
Troubleshooting. The art of solving problems and being the hero of the day.
It's like being a tech detective, right?
It is.
Gathering clues, analyzing evidence, and piecing together the puzzle to figure out what went wrong.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And luckily, our sources provide some excellent frameworks for approaching troubleshooting,
Okay.
like the CompTIA and ITIL methodologies.
Okay, I'm ready for another crash course.
Okay.
Break down those methodologies for me. What are the key steps involved?
Both CompTIA and ITIL emphasize a structured approach.
Okay.
You start by identifying the problem. What are the symptoms? What's the impact?
It sounds like the first step is all about gathering intel.
Yes.
You're trying to paint a clear picture of what's going on before you jump into solutions.
Exactly. Once you have a good understanding of the problem,
Yeah.
you can start to formulate a theory of probable cause.
Okay.
This is where your experience and knowledge come into play.
So it's like having a mental checklist of potential culprits. You're thinking, okay, this could be a software issue, or maybe it's a network problem, or perhaps the user just needs to restart their computer.
You got it. You're drawing on your past experiences and knowledge to make an educated guess about what's going on.
Right.
And once you have a theory, you need to test it.
Okay, how do we test our theories without, making things worse?
That's where those diagnostic tools and techniques come in.
Okay.
You might run some tests,
Right.
analyze log files, or even consult with subject matter experts
Right.
if needed. It's all about gathering evidence to support or disprove your theory.
So it's a process of elimination.
Yes,
You're ruling out possibilities until you find the root cause of the problem.
exactly. And once you've identified the culprit,
Yeah.
you can develop a plan of action
Right.
to resolve the issue.
Okay.
This could involve anything from updating drivers to running system scans to reinstalling software,
Right.
even making hardware adjustments.
It sounds like you need to be a bit of a tech surgeon,
That's a great analogy.
going in there and fixing things at a very detailed level.
And once you've implemented your fix, it's important to verify that the system is working correctly and to implement preventive measures.
So it's not just about putting out the fire, it's about making sure it doesn't happen again.
Precisely. And finally, always document your findings,
Oh, yeah.
actions, and outcomes.
Yes, yes.
This helps create that knowledge base
Right.
for future reference and ensures that others can learn from your experiences.
Documentation, the unsung hero of the IT world.
It really is.
I know it can be tedious,
I know.
but it's so important in the long run. It's like leaving breadcrumbs for yourself and others to follow.
Documentation is key. It can save you and your colleagues hours of troubleshooting time down the road.
Okay, feeling much more confident in my troubleshooting abilities now. But let's get back to those IT service management tools.
Right?
We were talking about ServiceNow,
Yeah,
which sounds pretty amazing.
it is.
But what about BMC Remedy? I know that's another popular platform.
It is.
How do they stack up against each other?
That's a great question. Both ServiceNow and BMC Remedy are powerful tools
Yeah.
with their own strengths. It often comes down to the specific needs of the organization and which platform best aligns
Right.
with their workflows and processes.
So it's not necessarily a case of one being better than the other.
Right.
It's more about finding the right fit.
Exactly. Think of it like choosing a car.
Okay?
Some people prefer sleek sports cars,
Right.
while others might need the practicality of an SUV.
Right.
Both vehicles get you from point A to point B, but they do it in different ways.
Okay. That analogy makes sense. So what are some of the key differences between ServiceNow and BMC Remedy? How can our listener figure out which one might be a better fit for them?
Well, ServiceNow is often praised for its cloud-native architecture,
Okay.
which means it's designed from the ground up to be very scalable and flexible.
Okay.
It's also known for its robust automation capabilities
Okay.
and its extensive app store, which offers a wide range of pre-built solutions for various IT needs.
So ServiceNow is like the tech-savvy innovator, always pushing the boundaries and offering the latest and greatest features.
That's a good way to put it. On the other hand, BMC Remedy has a longer history in the ITSM space
Okay.
and is often favored by those larger enterprises
Okay.
with those more complex IT environments.
Right.
It's known for its strong ITIL alignment and comprehensive set of features for managing incidents, problems, changes, and assets.
So BMC Remedy is like the wise, veteran, reliable, and experienced,
Yes,
with a deep understanding of traditional IT processes.
exactly. And it's worth noting that both platforms have evolved significantly over the years,
Right.
incorporating features and capabilities
Okay.
that were once exclusive to the other.
Okay.
For example, BMC Remedy now offers cloud-based deployments,
Oh, wow.
and ServiceNow has made strides in improving its ITIL alignment.
It sounds like the lines are starting to blur a bit,
They are.
which makes the decision even more challenging. What advice would you give to our listener who's trying to decide which platform to focus on?
The best advice is to research
Okay.
both platforms thoroughly,
Right.
focusing on those specific features
Mm-hmm.
and capabilities that are most important to you.
Right.
Consider factors like your organization's size,
Okay.
their industry,
Okay.
their IT maturity level,
Mm-hmm.
and budget constraints.
Right.
Look for case studies and user reviews
Okay.
to see how other organizations are using these platforms
Right.
and what challenges they've encountered.
It sounds like doing your homework is key, just like with any major decision.
It is.
You want to gather all the information you can
Yes.
before making a choice.
Exactly. And remember, the IT landscape is constantly evolving.
Right.
So what's popular today might be different tomorrow.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to be adaptable
Right.
and willing to learn new technologies.
Okay, so staying curious and being a lifelong learner is crucial in this field. Got it.
Yes.
But for our listener who's prepping for that help desk analyst interview, should they try to familiarize themselves with both ServiceNow and BMC Remedy?
Okay.
Or is it okay to focus on just one?
That's a great question. It's always good to have a broad understanding
Okay.
of those major ITSM platforms,
Okay.
but focusing on one in depth is perfectly fine for an interview.
Yeah.
Choose the platform that you're most interested in or that you think aligns best with your career goals.
So it's about showing depth of knowledge
Right.
rather than trying to be a jack of all trades.
Exactly. You want to demonstrate that you can quickly grasp new concepts
Right.
and apply them effectively.
Right.
And don't be afraid to ask the interviewer
Yeah.
about the ITSM platform that they use.
Oh, that's a good point.
This shows initiative
Yeah.
and genuine interest in their specific environment.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot more confident about navigating the world of ITSM platforms. But before we wrap up our deep dive, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier. The importance of soft skills in a help desk analyst role.
You're right. Soft skills are essential. They're separate good help desk analysts from great ones.
It's not just about fixing computers, it's about building relationships.
Yes.
Communicating effectively.
Yes.
And providing that excellent customer service.
You're absolutely right. And our sources highlight several key soft skills
Okay.
that are crucial for help desk analysts, starting with empathy. It's about putting yourself in the user's shoes
Right.
and understanding their frustration, even when they might not be communicating in the most polite way.
Empathy is so important, especially when you're dealing with people who are already stressed about a tech issue.
Yes.
It can really make all the difference in de-escalating a situation
Yes.
and turning a frustrated user into a happy one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And along with empathy, active listening is crucial.
Yeah.
It's not just about hearing the words, but really tuning in to understand their concerns and what they're really trying to tell you.
Right.
Sometimes the solution isn't obvious
Right
away, and you really need to dig a little deeper
Yeah.
to uncover the root of the problem.
Think of active listening as a detective skill.
Yes.
You're gathering those clues
Yes.
from their words,
Yeah.
their tone of voice, even their body language.
Absolutely.
It helps you build rapport with the user and make them feel heard,
Right.
which is essential for building trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, communication is key.
Yeah.
Being able to explain those technical concepts
Right.
in a way that non-technical people can understand is a superpower.
It really is. Nobody wants to be bombarded with jargon they don't understand.
It's like you're a translator,
Rah.
bridging the gap between the technical world and the everyday world. And it's not just about speaking clearly, it's also about writing clearly.
Oh, right.
Think about all those emails, chat messages,
Mhm.
and knowledge-based articles that help desk analysts create.
So it's about being a communication chameleon,
Yes.
adapting your style to fit the audience.
Yes.
And the situation. That's a great skill to have in any profession, really.
It is.
Mm.
And don't underestimate the importance of patience
Oh, yeah.
and a positive attitude.
Totally.
Help desk work can be challenging at times,
For sure.
but it's so important to stay calm and collected,
Yeah.
even when you're dealing with a difficult user
Yeah.
or a particularly tricky problem.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From technical skills
Yeah.
to soft skills to
Mhm.
those all-important ITSM platforms.
Right.
What's the one thing you want our listener to take away, like as they're preparing for their help desk analyst interview?
I think the most important thing is to be authentic
Okay.
and enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Let your passion for technology shine through, and don't be afraid to show your personality.
Right. It's not just about reciting facts and figures.
Right.
It's about connecting with the interviewer,
Yes.
showing them that you're a real person who is
Yes.
excited about this opportunity.
Exactly. The interviewer is looking for someone who's not only technically competent,
Yeah.
but also a good fit for the team culture.
Right.
So relax,
Yeah.
be yourself, and let your enthusiasm for IT shine through.
I love that. Be authentic, be enthusiastic, and let your inner IT geek flag fly. We've covered so much in this deep dive, from the ins and outs of Windows 10 and those must-know troubleshooting frameworks to the power of ITSM platforms like ServiceNow and BMC Remedy. And of course, we can't forget about those essential soft skills that really make all the difference in delivering exceptional customer service.
Absolutely.
You are now armed and ready to conquer that IT help desk analyst interview. But as you embark on this exciting journey, remember that the world of technology is constantly evolving. New tools, platforms, and even job roles are emerging all the time.
It's a great point. What's hot today might be old news tomorrow. So how can our aspiring help desk analyst stay ahead of the curve? What skills will be most valuable in the future of IT?
That's the million-dollar question. It's almost impossible to predict exactly what the future holds, but what do you think?
Well, one thing's for sure, a passion for learning
Okay.
and a willingness to adapt will be essential. The IT landscape is constantly shifting, so those who can embrace change and continuously update their skills will be the ones who thrive.
So it's all about being a lifelong learner, staying curious, and never losing that excitement for exploring the ever-changing world of technology.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be the one sharing your expertise and helping others navigate the complexities of the IT world.
I love that. Paying it forward and inspiring the next generation of tech superstars. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of IT help desk analyst interviews. You are now equipped with the knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to land that dream job.
We've covered so much ground today, and I'm confident you're walking away with valuable insights.
Yes.
That'll help you stand out from the competition and ace that interview.
Remember, you got this. Believe in yourself, showcase your passion, and don't be afraid to let your tech brilliance shine.
And if you ever have any questions or need a little extra support along the way, don't hesitate to reach out.
Yes.
We're always here to cheer you on.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and best of luck in your job search.
Yes, good luck.
We know you're going to do great things.
And appreciative of their time.
And it's a chance to reiterate your enthusiasm
Yes.
and highlight anything important that came